Closer to home and more relevant right in this day and age is a request by the County Board of Education for a half-cent sales tax increase. How would you vote?
I would vote to let the county vote on it. I made that statement when I did my announcement in the paper. I don't think that any three people should decide what Cullman Countyans have to do with their money. That's up to them. I talked to two members of the school board, and they asked me about it. And I told them, I said, look, I'm running for county commissioner, and what you're going to have to do is educate the people on why you need a half-a-cent sales tax, and the people will give it to you. But until you get out and educate the people on it, they're probably not going to give it to you. And I said, I have to educate the people on why I want to run for county commissioner.
Yeah.
And you have to educate me on why you need the half-cent sales tax. Then I can help educate the people on why you need it.
Yeah.
But for three people to vote that you have to pay an extra cent sales tax, half-cent sales tax, that's not fair.
So what the city council in Cullman did was not right.
I didn't believe it was, personally.
You know, I don't know. There's been an attempt in the past to raise a half-cent sales tax, and there was a great bit of effort, public relations campaign. Robin Cummings and other businessmen went up front, TV ads, newspaper articles, community meetings, to try to get the city to raise their ad valorem tax, and everyone voted it down. I think a lot of the voters don't have grandchildren or have kids in school. And they say, look, you know, take care of yourself.
Well, let me say this. I feel like the people in Cullman County, if they see a need is there, they're going to go along with you, because during the 32-year period that I served in the state legislature, for example, we came up with a hospital. We needed a hospital and needed a hospital bad. And we sent the beat committeemen from the Democratic Party and the Republican Party out to talk to these people to see what they thought, and they explained it to them, like you say, educate them, and let them know what you're going to do with it.
I think if you educate the people in Cullman County to understand why you need the half-cent sales tax, you won't have any trouble getting it.
Well, they came back, and all of them, I had only one person to object to it, but they came back and told us they were all for it and to go ahead with it, and so we just passed it ourselves.
But I don't think we're doing that.
Complaints.
I mean, I don't see an attempt to educate people why a half-cent sales tax needs to be passed by the voters.
Oh, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying,
but in the past they've tried that, though, Tom.
Well, the one that we had, that I had experience with, the people went for it in a big way.
Yeah.
George, I believe Pete Tucker got one when he was chairman. They passed a.
I don't remember.
They passed tax to build that jail down there, and it passed. The people voted on it.
Right.
I don't know. That it might have been. If that happened, it was tied to another issue.
Well, and they voted for it because that's the way they started building that.
Because I just can't imagine the people of Cullman County who have traditionally voted against taxes.
I believe.
Let's take care of a person.
They hadn't been the ones that I say, the only one that I know of that they went out and really got to the people and explained to them what we needed, and we did need it. It's very obvious that we had to have a hospital here in Cullman County.
Yeah, a hospital. I understand.
We got the money to do it,
but I don't know when it comes to
I'm gonna check on that bill. I'll check on it. Get you.
Find out about that, because I don't recall that, Tom, unless it was tied in as part of another referendum.
I don't know how it was tied, but it passed. That's the reason they started that jail. But I believe if the teachers had got out and the principals and went to communities and tried to sell this tax, I'm like George. If you convince people that they need it for their kids, they'll vote for it. I think.
I personally would vote for it, but I won't vote for it for you.
Yeah.
That's your vote.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I don't know. This is a tough situation. These are tough times. And it really goes against Republican doctrine, big government, you know, because we've got so many government jobs, so to speak.
I understand.
Hank Allen sat here and told us a week or two ago that the majority, if not all, of the things they teach is tied to the federal government. You know, there's a curriculum that's directed by the feds. Look at the things that we do here that's tied to the feds, you know. Look at the painting on the wall outside our station here. They paid that girl to paint that picture with what? Stimulus money. Now, and again, that's another issue you can look at. Being very candid with you, could that money have been better used somewhere else?
Probably. Oh, yeah. I agree 100%.
That's my old high school out there. I'm glad to see it out there.
I agree 100% that it could have been used better. But when it comes with stipulations, I'm sure you don't have a lot of flexibility in what you can do with it. But will it promote Cullman? Probably. I hope so. I hope it does not.
Well, I'm glad they put the sign up there saying it was the first high school, because I thought it was the first courthouse. It looks a whole lot like the first courthouse, in my view. At any rate, taxes, I don't know. The road issue was always the most important thing when I was in office. I mean, that's what kept the associate commissioners busy a lot of the time. Not all the time, but a lot of the time.
Well, you have to wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
Associate commissioners wear a lot of hats, and so does the commissioner. The commissioner kind of has to keep check on everything, where the east and west road commissioners, like I said, the biggest majority of their job is the roads.
Yeah.
And you can try to convince people otherwise, but that's not going to work. It's they're associate commissioners now instead of road commissioners. My sign still says road commissioner, because that is the main hat that you wear.
That's the toughest political job you could get.
And boy, I jumped in right in the middle of it, didn't I?
I've been around there. I've heard them commissioners, and they'd be cussed and everything else. I couldn't take that.
Well, you got to be thick-skinned. You can't take it all personally.
But we need them. Well, we need good people to serve, but it's tough.
I've worked for myself 22 years, and I've dealt with most of my customers were happy. Now, I'm not saying all.
Tell us about yourself.
I'm 58 years old. I was raised in Holly Pond. I moved to the west side in about 1977, 8, right in there, and lived over there a while, and then did some moving around, and we've been where we're at about 19 years now. And I married Becky Parker, or Becky Schaefer. We've been married 28 years. I've got 2 children, Levon and Amy, 3 grandchildren, Audrey, Claire, and Christian. And Christian lives here, and Audrey and Claire live in Florida. The one thing that if I can do anything outside the realm of the normal hats that the associate commissioners wear, I want to do something about jobs. Both of my kids had to leave Cullman County. And when your children leave Cullman County, the largest part of your future leaves with them. And if we don't have people that can stay and find jobs here, then we're going to be a retirement city, and there's not going to be anybody to take care of us. Seniors is another hotbed with me. I believe you judge a community or a nation by how well it takes care of its seniors. And talking to Randall Shedd, I found out that most of the things the senior centers get are hand-me-downs. They're televisions that came out of some other place when they got a new one, or this and that. I would like to do my best to try to change that. I mean, these are the people that won World War II. And they deserve better.
Yeah. That is an issue that can get kind of warm at times dealing with senior centers, because you got some communities, you're laughing because you remember, you got some communities who are more aggressive, and people take part in making sure that senior center keeps going and is supported and funded. And you got some communities want it handed to them. And boy, I made the mistake of helping build a senior center once on the east side. And folks nearby said, wait a minute, you're not helping us. You haven't given us the amount of money you gave them, and they're lazy. So that's just the way that turned out. Hey, look, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back with that and a lot of other issues with Jerry Parker, a candidate for Associate Commissioner. We'll be back with more after these words.